No doubt, of course, the lockdown restrictions have been necessary up to now to prevent further COVID-19 infections and, of course, deaths. But lockdown also resulting in the country losing billions of rand in revenue. Many businesses, especially restaurants, still most likely going to be celebrating a little bit as we move to this new adjusted alert level 2. Just to remind you, the curfew is now from 11 p.m. until 4 a.m. So how much of a difference is that going to make? Well, let's find out from the president of the SA Chamber of Commerce and Industry. It's Mtho Xulu joining us this morning. Hello to you, Advocate. Always a pleasure. So an extra hour, is it going to make the world of difference?
Good morning, Gareth. Thank you for having us. An extra hour is an extra hour of trade. I think as business we welcome it. We think that we could have already gone to level 1, but an extra hour helps us because at least our calls are being responded to. And we need to open up the economy as our vaccination drive progresses.
So when we talk about commerce and industry, now into level 2, Advocate, which of those two is going to benefit more, commerce and industry, or can't you separate them?
Well, the economy is intertwined, but I mean, commerce coming out of the industries that have a lot of human involvement, tourism, hospitality, eventing. Those are the ones that were hardest hit, and those are the ones that are going to benefit the most. But what you do is that even industry also benefits from a lowering of levels because confidence rises. So commerce and industry are intertwined, and business community improves and activity improves once the levels go down because confidence is restored and people can plan longer and more freer and make more commitments to the economy.
When you say it should have come down to level 1, Advocate, help me understand what you mean by that. What should have been different? Imagine for a moment, because we know for a fact the president is watching this show, so he's listening to you, Advocate. Why should it be level 1 from this morning?
It's a small tweak. I mean, we've been at level 2 before. I think a significant move is from level 3 to a level 1 because it's a small tweak in the numbers. It's 1 hour on the curfew, 1 hour on the liquor trade, a few more people at events. But I think at level 1, you start to open it up bigger because the sacrifices from business have been greater. So to tweak it a little bit, we understand that the president is a bit more cautious, and we hope that in 2 weeks, as he promised, we'll move to level 1. But, you know, level 3 to 2 is not a significant move, but we appreciate it, though. But level 1, we believe that the country is ready for it because the numbers are showing, and the commitment on the vaccination drive for business is also a commitment that we want to move to level 1 and ultimately with no lockdowns.
Your reaction to what other experts have been calling for is more government support, more relief grants, if you will, as well. Not enough of that being said in last night's family meeting. What did you make of the support structures that the president spoke about?
The support structures, I think we've made peace as such that they are totally exhausted. Government has no more resources to support the economy in any material ways. And as we have called earlier in the year, that the repurposing of the 200 billion loan guarantee scheme to finance the vaccine rollout was probably the best way of opening up the economy because we don't have a bottomless pit as a state. So we would not have expected the president to give us any more release or any more support. And we believe that the best way and the most sustainable way of recovering this economy is to open it up. And that will only be made possible by mass vaccinations and ultimately the abolishment of lockdowns. So we are fine that there's no more resources, and we need to focus on opening up the economy, pushing the vaccination, and always going back to some sense of normality.
So last 30 seconds. So what I'm understanding, Advocate, is you're making a very good point. I hadn't thought of this. So if it's a case of governments running out of money to continue with the social grants, whatever version of social grants we're talking about, in order to take the pressure off government, they need to open up the country entirely, is that what we're saying? So if government can't keep paying, then open up the economy. Is that essentially what you're saying? Last question, 30 seconds.
By the end of the year, we're hoping that there shouldn't be no more lockdowns, open up the country entirely. But coupled with that, we as business need to support government in making sure that we get a sufficient number of vaccinated South Africans. Yes, ultimately, by the end of the year, we should have no more lockdowns, and we will support that by driving vaccinations to open up the country.
Well, I appreciate your time. As always, President of the SA Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Advocate Mtho Xulu, joining us here on eNCA for reaction to the latest family meeting now that we're into level 2.